What's my definition of success for NUS, and what's my definition of success for NUS students? I would say 3 for NUS and 3 for the NUS students. First, to me, in time to come, I would consider it a success if NUS produce quality graduates that are much more global in their perspective, able to connect the East and the West, the North and the South. That these students will be able to provide unique solutions in context to the challenges that Singapore faces. Second, NUS will continue to be successful if NUS continue to remain humble and learn from the best in the world, while at the same time being confident to chart out its own way forward. So that NUS is not just copying from the best in the world, but in the process create something new, create something better, that in and itself becomes a valued partner to the rest of the world. Third, the NUS as a university will help to reinforce Singapore's standing in the world, because we stand for openness, integration, inclusivity, that we provide solutions in context for the world just as we provide for ourselves. So these are my 3 KPIs for NUS. How do I consider whether NUS students are successful? Now first, let me declare this. I do not measure NUS students' success just by how well they do for themselves in the type of income that they earn or the type of jobs that they get. And that's because simply NUS take in the best from every cohort. And as a society, as a country, we expect them to perform well, perform way above the average. That's to be expected. But in my own sense, I would like to see the success of NUS students defined in 3 ways. Number 1, they define the success beyond themselves for the country. Number 2, they define success beyond themselves for our people. Number 3, they define success beyond themselves for our future. And let me explain why. For NUS students to be individually successful, that is to be expected, because they are the cream of the crop from every cohort in Singapore. But we want them to have a sense whereby their definition of success is not just about they themselves, but how they can help Singapore to defy the odds of history and continue to be a shining beacon, not just in Southeast Asia, but across the world and in history. Number 2, we want NUS students not to only define their success of, again, how well they do for themselves, but how well they enable the rest who are less privileged, perhaps less talented than them, to come along so that we can forge one people together. We can forge a nation together. We can forge that solidarity together, notwithstanding the forces that threaten to pull us apart. Last but not least, we hope that the NUS students' success will be defined by not just how successful they are in this generation, but by how successful they enable the next generation to be, perhaps to be even more successful than this generation. If the NUS students can embody this spirit of being successful beyond themselves for the country, for our people, and for our future, I think NUS and NUS students would have done Singapore a great service for many generations to come. Thank you.